Hey everybody, it's Miss Adine and Orange. Today I'm going to play with size by having. Hey Orange. Orange just wants to play with my pencil. I'm going to play with size by having a really big figure in front of a city so they're both about the same size. And we know that people are not the same size as buildings, right? So this is sort of unrealistic in terms of the scale of things. So here's my person, and I'm outlining my city. And now I'm going to draw some windows. So if you imagine that when you look up in a city or at a building, people can look out those windows, so that the person should be smaller than a window. And instead, she's absolutely huge. Now I'm doing some small trees on the bottom. So the trees are much smaller than she is, and the buildings. A couple little birds. A little flower. She's very happy there. And some more trees. Hey, Orange. Orange loves to be the center of attention. A little flag and some more windows. So it is the details in the buildings that let you know it really is a city and not just a silhouette or shapes that look like it. Now imagine if you were bigger than a New York City building. How big would you really be? Her head's just about even with the tallest building in there. So would she be like 200 feet tall? So now I'm coloring this guy in. I'm going to make it this blue. I'm trying to go in the same direction because although it's marker, you can always see the marks it makes. So if you do it in a scribbly manner, it'll show that. And you can see now that my hand's going super fast. I've sped this up. I'm having it not be a nice moon. It's early evening. Really outlining my moon nicely. And now I'm coloring her in. I'm also making sure that my colors are different. So she is pretty much pink on top of the buildings and on top of the blue sky, so that everything will be separate. And you can see where one thing ends and the next thing begins very clearly. I think if I saw her in real life, I'd probably run the other way because she is huge. Giving her some nice socks, coloring her face in. Now I used a Crayola marker to go right over my Sharpie, and that works because her eyes are closed. I don't have to worry about coloring the whites. I'm adding a little bit of red for shadowing on her legs almost like an outline, but it's a little bit more than that. So now I'm just adding some bright colors to this buildings. And you can see that I put yellow. I put yellow in almost every building there, and then I move on to another color. And I use that color more than once. I go from one building to the next, adding a little bit, because I want all the buildings to sort of be yellow and red and oranges and a little beige. Here's some nice red. And she looks like she's floating in a little bit in space. I think when I color in around her on the bottom, it'll look more like she's sitting than levitating. But either way, it's sort of magical with how large she is. So as I go over this, you could be thinking about what it is you want to do. What can you make really large next to something else? Like, the buildings could be the right height, and the trees look a little small in front of the buildings, and the birds look a little big next to the trees, and she looks huge. Like, what objects or things can you put together to create a picture that at first glance might look normal, but if you look closer, you can see that your sizes are off. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy watching this video and try this on your own. If you like this video, hit the subscribe and like buttons for me, and have a great day. Bye.